In what could be one of the most closely watched celebrity trials in recent memory, Sean "Diddy" Combs is set to stand trial on multiple serious federal charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Amid the growing media frenzy, one question has been echoing throughout the internet, legal circles, and the court of public opinion. Will Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner, testify at the trial? The answer, according to court documents filed by prosecutors, is yes. Cassie Ventura is set to testify using her real name, not as an anonymous witness. Her testimony could serve as a cornerstone in the case, offering direct insight into what prosecutors allege was a vast and abusive criminal enterprise orchestrated by Combs. But how did we get here? What role will Cassie play in the courtroom? And what impact could her words have on the future of one of hip-hop's most prominent figures? This video explores the full story behind her expected testimony. Cassandra Elizabeth Cassie Ventura is more than just a witness in a high-profile case. She is a singer, actress, and model who rose to fame in the early 2000s. Her debut single, Me and You, became a breakout hit, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2006. Her growing fame led to a working relationship, and eventually a romantic one, with Sean Combs, founder of Bad Boy Records. Their relationship was both professional and personal. From 2007 to 2018, they were seen together at events, in music collaborations, and in fashion campaigns. But behind the glitz and glamour, Cassie now claims she endured years of control, abuse, and trauma at the hands of Combs. She eventually married personal trainer Alex Fine in 2019 and has since built a life outside of the shadow of her previous relationship. But her name is once again dominating headlines, not as a singer, but as a key figure in a case with wide-reaching implications. In September 2024, Sean Combs was indicted on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation for the purpose of prostitution. These charges stem from an ongoing federal investigation led by the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York, bolstered by claims from multiple alleged victims. The indictment alleges that Combs led a criminal enterprise that spanned decades, using his fame, fortune, and influence to sexually, emotionally, and physically abuse numerous women. Prosecutors say Combs operated with the help of associates, manipulating and coercing victims into participating in freak-offs, elaborate, orchestrated sex parties. In total, Combs is facing 5 counts across 3 main charges, with additional allegations including drug trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, and even arson. Cassie Ventura's name appears in the court documents as victim 1, though she has made it clear she will not testify anonymously. According to People and other sources, she is expected to testify publicly about her experiences with Combs during their long relationship. A turning point in public perception came in May 2024, when CNN released surveillance footage showing a violent altercation between Combs and Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel. The footage, dated March 2016, appears to show Combs chasing Ventura down a hallway, grabbing her by the neck, throwing her to the ground, and kicking her twice before dragging her belongings and walking away. This video, verified and compiled from multiple camera angles, supports many of the claims Ventura made in her November 2023 civil lawsuit against Combs, which was settled the day after it was filed. Despite attempts by Combs' legal team to discredit the footage, a federal judge ruled it admissible in court. The defense can't show the footage is inadmissible, Judge Arun Subramanian said. There's no unfair prejudice to Mr. Combs. The release of this footage added weight to Ventura's claims and sparked widespread outrage across social media platforms. Ventura's civil lawsuit, filed in November 2023, painted a harrowing picture of life with Sean Combs. She accused him of rape, repeated physical abuse, and coercing her into sex acts with male sex workers while filming the encounters. She also alleged that Combs paid hotel staff to cover up violent incidents and used threats, manipulation, and drugs to control her. According to her attorneys, Cassie rejected an 8-figure, hush money offer before filing her lawsuit. The case was settled less than 24 hours later for an undisclosed amount. While Combs admitted no wrongdoing, the lawsuit opened a floodgate. Since then, over 60 additional civil lawsuits have been filed against Combs, many echoing similar allegations of abuse and exploitation. The federal case, however, is different. It carries criminal charges with the potential for a lengthy prison sentence if convicted. Ventura's role as a witness is now central to the case's foundation. The question of whether Cassie could testify is no longer hypothetical. It's been answered. Yes, she can. Yes, she will. Because her previous lawsuit was settled privately and not under a non-disclosure agreement prohibiting future testimony. There are no legal barriers preventing her from testifying in a criminal trial. In fact, prosecutors have confirmed she will appear under her real name. This is highly significant, especially considering that other victims in the trial, victims 2, 3, and 4, have requested anonymity. Cassie's willingness to testify publicly not only adds credibility to her claims, but also signals her intent to hold Combs accountable beyond financial settlements. Combs' legal team has mounted an aggressive defense, claiming the relationships were consensual and the sexual activities were part of a swinger lifestyle. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, told the court that there's a lifestyle, call it swingers, that he was in that he thought was appropriate, because it's so common. They have also accused CNN of manipulating the hotel footage, arguing that the video was edited, sped up, and stripped of timestamps to make Combs look worse. CNN has denied these claims, and the footage remains admissible in court. In response to the public backlash, Combs posted an apology video on Instagram, admitting that his behavior in the 2016 footage was inexcusable. However, Ventura's legal team called the apology self-serving and insincere, noting that he only apologized after being exposed. The case is more than just a celebrity scandal. It's a flashpoint in ongoing conversations around abuse, power dynamics, and accountability in the entertainment industry. It echoes the cultural reckoning sparked by #MeToo, with Ventura emerging as a symbol of resilience. Her decision to testify under her real name in such a high-profile case could empower other survivors to come forward, especially in cases involving influential and powerful men. Organizations supporting survivors have already begun using Ventura's statements and testimony as educational tools and advocacy examples, particularly her quote, "My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believing victims the first time." The trial begins on May 5th, with jury selection already underway. Prosecutors are expected to call Ventura early in the proceedings. They are also seeking to include testimony about a medical procedure undergone by another victim, which they argue shows the extent of Combs' control over his alleged victims. If convicted, Combs faces decades in prison due to the severity of the federal charges and potential sentencing enhancements. So, will Cassie testify in Diddy's trial? Yes. She will testify under her real name, sharing her story publicly in a court of law. Her voice will not be hidden behind a pseudonym, nor silenced by fear or settlement. The trial promises to be a pivotal moment, not only for Sean Combs, but for survivors of abuse everywhere. It will put the spotlight on how power, celebrity, and violence intersect, and how one woman's courage might finally bring it all crashing down. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this historic trial.